You can eat junk food and lose weight. It is 100% possible.
I gave you taste of my love, fact I've been standing there for you. Girl, you saw all the work that I got, I could be holding back from you.
Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dani and welcome to a new video. So I recently completed the 75 hard challenge, and throughout the challenge I had to restrict myself to eating a certain diet, but in order to maintain my sanity I still tried to take popularized items that I enjoyed eating and essentially making them more nutritious by finding alternatives, adding different things, substituting ingredients. And throughout my challenge I took notes of different things that I did to be able to sit down and make this video today to let you guys know how you can actually lose weight while eating junk food. Okay, is this clickbait? I say no, because essentially you're still eating the same foods that you would eat that are considered junk food, but you are just making them a little bit more nutritious for your body by substituting ingredients and just being more conscious of the things that are actually going into the foods that you're making, right? So if you guys are interested in getting to know a little bit more about this video and the different things that I ate to lose weight and also complete my challenge, then definitely keep on watching. I have my little notebook right here that I'm going to read from, but we're going to start off with discussing main dishes. So my favorite food in the world is pizza. I'm sure people can relate to that. Okay, it's really just the cheese and the sauce and the bread just working together, melted, and just, you know what I mean, like just the flavors. Okay, I knew that going into the challenge that was not going to be a possibility for me anymore. I could not eat pizza really, and if I was going to try to eat it, I would have to find different ways to consume those ingredients kind of separately, right? So what I ended up doing was finding an alternative way to make pizza, and this is by using either like a pita bread or like a whole wheat sandwich wrap, for example. I'll include pictures on the screen, and I'll also have some resources down below in the description box for more information. But essentially I used that as the base, and then I would still put tomato sauce as usual. I would do a low calorie mozzarella cheese. I would season it really well so that there was still flavoring and seasoning in there. I would still top it with the same ingredients that I would use if I was ordering pizza from a restaurant. I love pepperoni, so I opted to use turkey pepperoni instead of regular pork pepperoni, which essentially made all the difference because the flavor was still there, but the fat was reduced immensely, less greasy, and honestly it tasted so good. You can still add veggies on it if you want. You can add other meats as long as they, you know, align with your goals and whatever you're going for. But for me personally, I just had to have something in my mouth that would still remind me of, you know, the foods that I was familiar with and I enjoyed, and that kept me going. Okay, when I tell you that's something that I ate about once or twice a week, especially like after a long day when I just wanted a quick dinner to grab, it ended up being about 350 calories or so, which I think makes perfect sense because one pizza was actually filling for me. So yeah, highly recommend. It's a great alternative to a traditional pizza. And the next thing I did was buffalo chicken wraps. So buffalo chicken wraps was essentially the same concept, right? You would take a whole wheat wrap, which typically they're about 100 calories, those things, and then I would take some chicken, I would roast it or have some like rotisserie chicken left over from a dish that I made, for example. So then I would then take that chicken, I'd put it in a food processor with some cottage cheese and some buffalo sauce, and that essentially would work as the mixture for the buffalo chicken, right? Cottage cheese is high in protein. I would use the low fat version, so high in protein, pretty low in fat. And then with that mixture, I would then put it in the wrap with a little bit of cheddar cheese on top. And once again, it was so good. And these things are things that I could make like in advance and then just have them ready in the fridge to eat and heat up whenever I needed to, right? Meal prepping was always the goal because I found that if I meal prep, then I would just eat what I had on hand versus trying to search for different things to eat and then potentially, you know, cheating on my diet, right? So yeah, the third thing I opted for was turkey burgers. I love me a good turkey burger. This was pretty easy. I would once again grab a great sandwich bread that still tasted good, but I typically wouldn't go over 100 calories on the bread. And then turkey burgers I would just buy from Trader Joe's. They have the 4-pack. I believe they're about 200 calories or so per patty and about 25 grams of protein or so. So I would throw that in the air fryer with some seasonings on top. If I wanted to, I'd add a slice of cheese. Typically I wouldn't. It would just depend on the day. And then top it as normal, you know, with tomatoes, cucumbers, pickles, just all of that. I love veggies and I typically try to include them in every meal that I eat because that also helps me get closer to my goals and just feel good in general, right? So turkey burgers were another thing that I stuck to, and essentially I just made it the same as I would a regular burger. I'm just subbing the ground beef for turkey. You can still use ground beef if you would like, my body doesn't like ground beef really, it doesn't process it well, so I definitely always opted to use turkey instead of beef. So that was another great recipe. And then another thing I discovered was a chicken Caesar salad wrap. When I say I ate this for about like a week and a half to 2 weeks straight, it was so good. So you could actually just pick up a chicken Caesar salad mix at the store pre-made, and then all you'd have to do is once again provide yourself with that wrap. Typically, like I said, 100 calories. You would make all the ingredients, you would just add chicken to your salad, put it in there, bind it up, wrap it up, and bite it. Okay, so good, so filling, so delicious. It kept me sane because the flavor was still there. If you wanted to spice it up and add more pepper, you could do that. If you wanted to add a little more cheese, you could do that. You could really just figure out what worked for you and your goals, and essentially use these meals to your advantage, right? Because all you're trying to do is get closer to your goals but still maintain your sanity, because I believe that dieting culture is ineffective in my opinion. I think we should be trying to make lifestyle changes, and so once you actually figure out how you can make things that are normal to you more beneficial, right, by substituting ingredients, you can actually see how you can implement these things long term, right, versus looking at it as a diet. Okay, so that was my whole goal going into this as well. And then another thing that I loved was steak quesadillas. Okay, I love quesadillas. I love, like I said, I just love flavors. I love cheese. I love Mexican food in general. So it was the same concept, right? Typically they have these like 45 calorie low carb tortillas, so I would typically use that. If I was hungry, I would use 2, but typically I would just use 1 and fold it. So yeah, I would just take some pretty lean steak, cook that as I would season it as regular, put that in the 45 calorie tortilla with a little bit of cheese, like a Mexican blend cheese, and then some seasonings and some green peppers and onions, and then I could add some salsa if I wanted to. I'd make some guac if I wanted to. It just depended on my mood and what I wanted that day. I think tortillas typically go for about 150 to 200 calories each, so just by substituting the tortilla itself, I was just making my meal so much more better for my body and better for the goals that I want to achieve, right? So once again, a great hack, because the tortilla, in my opinion, tasted pretty much the same, right? Tortilla is actually only like 3 or 4 ingredients. I think it's just flour, water, oil, and salt. So there's no reason why those 4 ingredients should create a 200 calorie item when you can actually just get that for like 45, right? So just these small changes that I made definitely helped, and that was the core of the main dishes that I ate. I ate a lot of salads as well, but if I was really wanting something good, you know, that I actually be satisfied with, then those are like the core meals that I ate. And then moving on to snacks, because y'all know, but girls gotta eat, okay? We know we're humans, you still want something to snack on, right? You still have those cravings, those urges. One thing that I love snacking on was Fiber One brownies. Now they are these 70 calorie brownies. They're about this big or so. They come in a couple different flavors. I think they have like the chocolate chip flavor, and they actually have like a double chocolate flavor. Now this was so good. I could heat it up in the microwave for a bit and make it a little bit softer, and that was just really good to assist with my sweet cravings. I love sweets. I'm a chocolate girl. I just, you know, especially around my menstrual cycle, these are things that I crave and want so badly. So having the alternative was great. I also love ice cream, and I crave ice cream once again around my menstrual cycle. So a couple options I had when it came to ice cream was Yasso bars. They make these like, I think 70 to 100 calorie like ice cream bars, and they make them in actually multiple different flavors, and they're really good. I think they're made out of Greek yogurt as a base, which is obviously way less in fat than like cream. So these were great alternatives that I used. Sometimes I'd actually just like melt the ice cream a little bit and then add the brownie to it to make like an ice cream bowl, and that was just chef's kiss, like just yummy. Just a great way to assist with my cravings and still get that delicious chocolate taste in my mouth and not feel like I was going overboard at all. So another ice cream alternative was the Kind ice cream bars. Now these are so good, and the nutritional value actually makes a lot of sense in my opinion. So they're about 180 calories or so, and they only have about 8 grams of sugar. They have a little bit of protein, like 4 grams. But I think if you're just craving something sweet like really badly and you have the ability to eat that, I think it's something great to include in your diet, just to have in the fridge as a great alternative for when you have that sweet craving. You could even cut it in half if you don't want the full bar at the moment. But once I discovered those alternatives to assist with my sweet cravings, I was like, oh, thank you God, because they really did assist a lot. They really did. So definitely check those items out. Lastly, I love drinks. I love water as well, of course, but I typically have these sweet cravings that I can't get rid of. And so during my challenge, I had to find different ways to just assist with those cravings. And 2 things that I consumed 100% assisted with that. The first one being Fresca. I don't know what rock I was living under to not know that Fresca existed, but Fresca is essentially soda water, so it has 0 calorie, no sugar. It has like a grapefruit flavoring. But when I tell you that it literally tastes like soda, and it's so good, you guys, it's so good. And that's all I've been drinking now, okay? I don't even crave soda. I just drink Fresca when I'm wanting it, and it's gotten to the point where I don't even really crave it as much anymore because I know that, like, you know how sometimes your body craves the things that you can't have? So now knowing that I can have my version of soda, my body doesn't crave it as much. But until I found that, I was really just like, God, what do I do? God, what do I do? I need soda. I want something in my mouth so bad. So yeah, Fresca has honestly saved me. It's a great alternative to soda if you are a soda drinker like I kind of am sometimes. And then also the San Pellegrino carbonated drinks also really assisted me. These are higher in sugar, so I drank these in moderation, of course, but it's a great alternative to soda as well, in my opinion. Different people might have different things to say about that, but I definitely always opted for Fresca. But if San Pellegrino was there, I took a little sip, okay? I unfortunately don't like LaCroix. I'm not a big sparkling water drinker. I just don't like the flavor, so I prefer like something a little bit more sweetened. But yeah, just having those as options were great for me, and they worked super well. So yeah, you guys, this is my video letting y'all know that you can eat junk food and lose weight, okay? You just have to find alternatives that work for you and your goals, and it is 100% possible, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out the videos on my channel if you want to know more about my 75 hard challenge, or just like my health and fitness and weight loss journey as a whole. I'll link videos above and of course in the description box. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye.
I gave you taste of my love, fact I've been standing there for you. Girl, you saw the work that I got, I could be holding back from you.